Hey everybody, what's going on? Kio-chan here, and welcome to another episode of the How and Why of Kio-chan. It's been a long time since I've made one of these episodes, and I thought it was about time that I did film another one, because it was such a long time ago that I actually did make an How and Why of Kio-chan episode. So, I have 10 questions today, so let's get into it. The first question comes from Otaku Casper, and she wants to know, what is your favorite yaoi series? My favorite yaoi series as of right now is The Tyrant Who Falls in Love. It's amazing. If you like this kind of stuff, you should totally check it out because it is just epic all the way around. A close second would be Junjo Romantica, and a close third would be The World's Greatest First Love, which just came out in the Spring 2000 season of anime on Crunchyroll. So if you like this kind of stuff, check that one out too. My next set of questions come from the Metalhead Bookworm, aka Melissa, and her first question is, what is your favorite Miyazaki-san film? I've seen a lot of Miyazaki's films, and it's so hard to pick a favorite because they're just so awesome, but I think that my favorite as of right now is still Spirited Away. I love that movie. It was my very first one, and I've seen it a lot more than any other of his films, so I think that that one is definitely my favorite. Our second question is, what is your favorite scene from that movie? To be perfectly honest, I can't pick just one scene and say this is my absolutely favorite moment of this movie, because the whole thing is just awesome all the way around. But if I had to pick a scene, I would probably pick one of those scenes where Chihiro finds out that Haku is actually a dragon. I think those were pretty cool moments, so that's probably the one I'd pick. I haven't seen Spirited Away in a while, so I can't actually go into detail about those scenes because I don't remember much about it, so that's probably what I'd say. And her last question is, who is your favorite host from Ouran? My favorite host, I think, is definitely Kyoya. I love Kyoya. I actually plan on cosplaying as him in the future, so that goes to show how much I actually like the guy. But I do like other hosts too. I still like Tamaki. I mean, who doesn't like that princely attitude of his? I mean, who doesn't want to be treated like a princess? I know I do. So, I like Tamaki, and I also like the twins. All that boy love kind of stuff. It is just awesome, and if I was with them, I'd be fangirling all over the place. So, I like a lot of the hosts. I really don't have any dislike to anyone, except maybe Mori. I don't really like him as much, but I still like him too. So, I really don't dislike anybody. The next question comes from DMFriend25, aka Dylan, and he wants to know, are you ever gonna make more skits on your channel? It depends on which channel you're talking about, because I do have several. If you're talking about my group channel, we hope to make more skits in the future, but because a lot of my friends are working now, it's kind of hard to work everyone's schedule and come up with a day where we can actually meet. Not to mention when the weather cooperates. For the past week, we've had just rain, and I thought today was going to be a nice day. Clouds are rolling in, so it looks like it's going to rain again. Go figure. But we hope to do at least one skit during the summer, but I also have a problem because now I'm going to so many different conventions, I'm barely going to be home. And if I am home, I'm going to be totally exhausted. So it's complicated to work out a skit schedule. If you're talking about this channel, my personal channel where most of my videos go, I do hope to do a couple more skits sometime over the summer. I still have to do one of my Hinata confession videos. I was supposed to do that for Valentine's Day, but I never got around to it, so I gotta film that, and I hope to do more of those. And now that I do have other cosplays from Naruto, I can actually expand those ideas, so you'll definitely see some more skits from me in the future. My next question comes from Neverworld, and he asks, if you can end Naruto in any way, how would you end it? I discussed this before on Mission Otaku, but I'm going to go into greater detail this time around. So what I think is going to happen for Naruto is there's going to be a major battle between Naruto, Madara, and Sasuke. I think Naruto and Madara are going to go first, and Naruto is going to beat him senseless. Then after that, it's going to be the battle we've all been waiting for, Naruto and Sasuke. And it's going to be an epic battle, just like their first one at the Valley of the End. And what I think is going to happen is that both of them are going to pretty much beat each other to an inch of their life. So they're going to be near death's door. Sakura, Kakashi, and the others catch up to them, and when Sakura gets there, she thinks both of them are dead, and she ends up screaming either Sasuke, Naruto, or like no in general. And then we go into like a blank screen, and the next thing would be either two endings. I really like both of these endings, but this is just how I foresee it. Either they're going to end up shooting Naruto's grave, and you're going to see Sasuke standing over it with Sakura beside him, and she's going to be having flowers, and she's going to say something along the lines of, "Congratulations, Naruto, you did it, you became Hokage." And my reasoning for that is, you know how when police officers die in the line of duty, they get those promotions? Well, I think that's kind of what would happen to Naruto if he died fighting Sasuke, because he saved everybody, he stopped the war, you know, all this stuff happened, and it really shows what kind of shinobi he was. So I think that that's one way of ending it. Or what could happen, which I think would be a better ending, would be that both Sasuke and Naruto survive, and the last thing we see Sasuke with Sakura, and Sakura's holding a baby, and Sasuke's, you know, his usual, like, I don't care self. And then we pan over, and we see Naruto, he's dressed up as a Hokage, and you see Hinata, who's currently pregnant with his child, and he says something along the lines of, "I'll be like the greatest Hokage ever," and, you know, he's pointing out into the village, or pointing at the statues, or something like that. So I think that's how I would end Naruto if I had the chance to do it. One of those two ways. Both ways I think would be pretty good endings. You guys can tell me which one you think would be the better one in the comments below. My next question comes from Geeko Art, etc., and he wants to know, is anyone in your family into anime and manga? Not really. I'm the most fanatical about it. I mean, I'm the one who talks about this day in and day out, and they kind of get tired of hearing about it. I have shown my parents anime before. Mom watches Ghost Hunt. Dad, he usually goes more toward the sports anime, and I've shown him Prince of Tennis, but that's just pretty much as far as it's gone. I really haven't done much to really get them into it, because my mom just likes to drive me nuts by mispronouncing names on purpose just to piss me off. And, you know, Dad, he'll listen to all the stuff I tell him about anime and manga, but he's not really into it as much as me. As far as extended family goes, the only ones that I really do know for a fact are into anime and manga are my younger cousins. Both of them are boys, and they both like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Naruto. That I know for a fact. Other than that, I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty much the only one in the family who really is obsessed with anime and manga. His next question is, how did you first discover YouTube? To be perfectly honest with you, I don't actually remember. It was quite some time ago. But I know it all started out with AMVs. That's where I first started, and that's probably the first thing that I did see when I first discovered YouTube. I don't actually remember. But the first thing that got me into making videos like this on YouTube actually happened, I think, in 2007. And my friend Kio-chan, she showed me these videos of people cosplaying and, you know, doing skits and stuff, and we both thought it was pretty cool, and that's when we first decided to start making skit videos and cosplaying, you know, for entertainment value and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably the better answer, but I really don't remember the actual instance where I was like, wow, this is YouTube. So, yeah. And his last question is, who are your least favorite anime and manga characters? I've said it before, I'll say it 100 more times. My least favorite character of all time is Hercule, Mr. Satan, from Dragon Ball Z. I can't stand the man at all. He's the most annoying character ever. As far as any other characters, I really can't say that I dislike anybody else, because it's very rare that I do come across a character I absolutely don't like. But he is the epitome of least favorite characters. I also kind of have a problem with Jokin sometimes, from Inuyasha, and some of Naraku's reincarnations, whatever. Things that he creates. Those guys. I have issues with them too, so in it's very rare that I do come across a character and I say I absolutely hate them. And my last question comes from Anonymous, and they ask, in a battle between good and evil, where would you be? I think I would generally be on the side of good, but if you piss me off, I can go on the side of evil too. So it really depends on who I'm fighting and what kind of mood I'm in, but I'd say I'm definitely on the side of good. So those are all the questions I have for today. Thank you guys for submitting your questions. If you guys have any other questions that you would love to ask me, leave them in the comment section below and I will get to them in a future episode of the How and Why of Kio-chan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!